hi-ho, it's back to work we go. Shit. And Dad was over there watching Schuler again. I do not like that person. I can't stand Michael Youssef. Can't stand any of those scripture hacks that are like Constantine and Jerome and the royal families of every fucked up country who declare themselves enlightened despots and the descendants of the gods, Fucking assholes. I can't stand them. I love everybody. My love is unconditional. My like and trust, I can't stand your sorry ass. Okay. I'll do everything in my ability to make sure that you can save the glory of the soul from your pathetic mind. And so you don't use your pathetic mind to take your body and do pathetic things in the name of your goddom or in the name of your science that saves us from God, right? He's over there talking about, it is written. It's like, so if I write that I'm God, then all the assholes agree to it, that makes me God. That's what he's saying. He's saying, you're not thinking, it's supernatural forces that guide everything. So if it's people that don't think like you, with the Pequot taking their baths and you being the pilgrims and being God's people, you kill them to save your children from being like the devil. That's what they do. And if everybody's like you, thinks like you, then God's right on time. So you can invent that money's real and everybody has to pay me money to live here, even though your God in the Bible says that is a sin, usury, idolatry. Forgive debt and trespass, love one eternal, faithful peace, right? So these people are obviously, and they have been targeted for a long time. Before the Vatican, before, way back in Emotep's time, and Hippotep, and Fakotep, and Fuck You Tep. And all you assholes that have declared yourself the descendants of the gods, right? Now, God is an omniscient, omnipotent essence of all existence, okay? That provides eternally through natural laws what we need to sustain ourselves through holy covenants and faithfully loving one another and honoring the natural laws that provide for this holy covenant, right? So you don't need shit like this, okay? Money's not real. That's an invention trying to say, it's the law. He signed you, it's the law, right? So these people have been assholes and accept asshole for a long time, okay? So when you're thinking, you better think it's you fucking thinking holy jihad, Batman, right? And so he got this from one of his brothers in his things, you slap it down, is what Jesus said. Slap it down like you'd slap a bad dog. He goes, well, don't hit a dog. That's politically correct. If there's a pit bull mauling a little girl, you come down on top, you stand over that dog, okay? Because it's not going to let go. You stand over the dog like that, you take your fist and you slam down, and you go, Kiai! And you crunch that dog's head right into the ground. Okay, and you save that little girl from being mauled by that dog because you act like a mad dog, but you don't want to kill the dog. Heaven forbid, you might be arrested by a bunch of assholes that think money's a law. Okay? If animals come to kill your kids, you let them know. I will grab you up. You can bite me. I will force you down, and I'll snap your neck. I'll grab you by your hind legs and use your carcass to kill the rest of your pack. That's what you tell a pack of wolves. Okay? Especially when you're young, vibrant, and strong, like Little Earl. Okay? Asshole. He was only 155 pounds. Yeah, but I would have been able to whoop your fucking David Goggins ass all over the fucking planet twice on Sunday, and I wouldn't run 200 miles to do it. If you need your ass kicked, come on over to Little Earl's ass kicking pizzeria. According to, I was replaced by a bunch of Italians that have a mob, a bank, and and that's the truth. And no matter how hard the Italians try to make it into truth and what I'm saying a lie, it's not going to change that. It's not going to change the Holocaust. It's not going to change the Inquisition. It's not going to change the Exodus. It's not going to change any of that. Okay? But once people understand how to truly worship God, you forgive them 7 times upon infinity. I was once lost and now I found. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me, right? Do you understand, you holy ingrate assholes? I'm not saying, like they scientists see it as a reboot or someone that just can't hack it. Okay? So if all the scientific, excessive, compulsive presence in our lives, okay, that means there's a bunch of selfish cows that think that some people just aren't good enough to live in their amazing new Hunger Games world. They just can't hack it. They're not elite enough. Okay? This is elitist genetic engineering, and it's been going on way before Y2K. Selective breeding. Okay, you know how Jimmy the Greek lost his job on the NFL today? Okay, selective breeding. Okay, human beings have been doing this since they domesticated the dog. They've been playing God ever since they realized they can play God. It's not playing God, it's just basically a domesticated dog is a lot better friend than a pack of wolves that will eat your kids. So it's not playing God, it's just relative forms of communication. You'd rather have that dog right there on your lap on the couch than a pack of wolves waiting outside, ready to devour your children. But you guys vote to, and they're not, most of them aren't a quote unquote pack of wolves. Okay? They're a bunch of sheeps in wolf's clothing. Okay? They flip the script. They flip it and reverse it. They're scientists. Okay? They couldn't dunk on anybody. They couldn't outrun a chihuahua or a poodle or what, or a corgi. I don't know. Supposed to do that when we found what we've been tracking. They're cute. Yeah, they are cute little dogs. Goofy. But people breed them that way. But there's genetics. A lot of times it's like, why? Well, it gets down low to the ground. It smells real good. It helps you track down what you want to hunt and kill. And you don't have to worry about it trying to kill you to eat what you hunted. Oh, yeah. Where for Rottweiler, if there's enough Rottweilers, that could get problematic, right? So they could decide they're going to eat you. How Planet of your Apes, right? But guys, when you understand eternity, and you're a sane and rational, loving, compassionate, intelligent person like myself, okay, you don't put up with all this bullshit anymore. In yourself. As far as everybody else, I'm not God, okay? But I tell you this, I can take their technology and make it better than them. And that's what I'm doing right now. And I know there are two men that, put me in this position because they talked to me in meditation and prayer way before any of the rest of you assholes did, extensively, okay? Before I talked to fucking Stephen Hawking, sorry ass. David Rockefeller was walking me around town when all the shit was hitting the fan. And he was in my head, goddamn, here it's a goddamn Catholic fucking social services, a goddamn texter, and they're going to look down their nose at you and they're going to treat you like shit. He knew exactly, because he knew what they were like. He didn't call it, he watched them. He knew how the asshole at Catholic Services, Catholic Social Services was like in Cochise County, because it's the surveillance network of the world. He knew exactly how the assholes at Salvation Army treated the, quote, retard kids that they abuse. It wasn't a lie. He knows everything you fucking do at Sierra Vista fucking Arizona. It's Las Cruces effing fucking New Mexico. That one asshole at the Salvation Army at the Goodwill. Muhammad was a pedophile. I wanted to curb him right on the spot. He's one of those guys that goes to church and takes advantage of young people sexually. And he was saying about the line of my Abraham and my Muhammad. And that's, like saying that my Isaac is. And I physically wanted to kill the man. And I thought it was like the holy jihad from all the Sufis on Facebook. No, it was just reality coming to terms, and it's eternal. And I was pissed. Okay, because Rockefeller has a virtual presence through that asshole's phone. You guys are all pissed off about flock cameras, but you take your phone with you everywhere. You ticks the head up. We're gonna get that bitch. Hey, yeah, they have it. They take pictures of women passed out on spring break. We fitting to run a train on this bitch. You want to come on over? Okay. Girls gone wild. Girls gone wild. Say it ain't so, Shoeless Joe Jackson. I mean, how? I'm not gonna ask. I'm just gonna. How pathetic can you fuckers be? I was just, don't ask, don't tell. Nida mía, no quiero saber. Shit. Okay. When I went to Cochise County, I talked to a lot of the peers in the military like they were my peers. And they treated me like I was a little whacked out. I'm like an ex-vet. Yeah, a lot of ex-vets are like that. No high security clearance, no nothing. But you think you know everything. I don't know everything. I don't want to know everything. I'm not like you. Girl. Do you understand? What's going on in your bathroom? If I don't need to know, I don't want to know. Okay? Now, if someone is asking for the Lord to protect them because they're being abused in your bathroom, okay, then I'm going to stand up to give everybody the Lord's Prayer and fix your technology so you can't get a little girl alone in your bathroom and abuse her, or a little boy in your bathroom and abuse them. Do you understand me, asshole? Okay? In that regard, Rockefeller and Rothschild wanted me to hunt down and kill you like mad dogs with this technology, with my capacity to initiate proper thinking and proper word commands in technology, so quantum computing could work properly to have technology be a police force for the world because they couldn't control their own killer, rape, and murdering dogs. Yeah, the whole thing with seeing the people in Sierra Vista with the dads roofing their own daughters and video recording them having sex with them on digital video cameras, and nobody could do anything about it because it was in the interest of national security, and a Sergeant Hendricks and her friends tried to go get a command team to go get that son of a bitch, they would have been incarcerated because they compromised the entire integrity of the U.S. military security systems. So yeah, taking a bunch of 5-foot robots from China and killing all your business partners in China and Japan, if that's happening right now, I'm going to be like Bono. What is that song called again? Somebody told me again. Unforgettable Fire. And if the mountains should crumble and disappear into the sea, not a tear, no, not I, stay and be strong, right? This isn't the battle that Jesus won, the victory that Jesus won. This is the courage that the Messiah has had for a long time to save us from contributions from viewers like you. No more Cell movies, having Max and Emmy's mom stuck in your egos. Okay? No more Gravity because it just have to be made. No more Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 1984 because it had to be made to empower women, right? Me and Paris were having that. I was doing the dishes and it was getting that thing about that, and we were having a thought and prayer because she's quiet and she's shy and she has an active presence. She kind of stays around. She's a cutie pie. I like her. But she sat there and she goes, she kind of says it was empowering when you have the capacity to holy jihad and change, and that you are in control of your thoughts and your actions, that you can't, but it's not necessarily empowering, it's responsibility. It's taking responsibility for your own life, your own body, okay? So the temple for you, the soul that provides life to you, can experience heaven and not hell. So not being like them when they're being that way, because we were talking about that earlier, and she sat and talked to me, and she said, what did I tell her? Oh, I was too damn tired to be depressed, right? And she goes, what? I said, yeah, I'm too tired to be depressed. I said, you'll find that most people that are depressed because they can't do what they used to do excessively and compulsively to make themselves feel superior to other people. So they get all damn depressed, right? Well, I tried to make it Sunday, but I got so damn depressed. So I set my sights on Monday, and I got myself undressed. I am fat and I am tired because of a stressful, excessive partying, drug, alcohol drinking life, and I'd rather die than stay alive if I can't be the hottest chick that most people want to fucking fight over doing it, right? So they're depressed. And so I am too tired to be depressed. Because these assholes have been abusing me more than 60 years because life's eternal grace is infinite. And I'm too tired to sit around and be depressed and feel sorry for myself. Okay. I just long for the day when we all have long, healthy, loving lives, cherishing all the beautiful memories of all the stages through life. And this lady doesn't have to pretend to be some person stuck in hell of economics with a bunch of guys pretending to be, peace officers. A peace officer. I'm an officer of peace, right? And they had this thing here earlier, and they were doing things to establish, peace and order and all that stuff. And we need this and we need that to establish peace and order, to have a presence of peace and order. It's like we'll apply the physics of the Lord's Prayer, and it'll pretty much take care of itself. You just don't, schools are going to be radically different in the very near future. And it's not going to be like the woke people and all their stupid shit. Okay. It's not communism. It's King David's and King Solomon's Israel. Okay. These communist people, well, we'll make sure that you have an affordable life, and that's loving your neighbor. Okay. Usury and idolatry are a sin. Trying to replace the truth of creation with your own invention is a sin. Your grandson is a politician because you suck at reading the Bible, praying to connect to the Lord. Okay. I swear he's related to Miss Tallarico, who gossiped on me and Mrs. Klinger. They're having a sexual affair. No, we're not. No. She just really likes me, and I just really like her. And if I was 19 at that time, so if we were having a sexual affair, it would be none of Miss Tallarico's business and all of Dottie Klinger's pleasure. And I wouldn't have been, I'd been like, this is fun. She's fun to have sex with. She's really intelligent. But it would have been horrible for her because she would have connected to me. I'm a transmitter. She's a receiver. And she'd been like, same way Steffi was. They're going to try to kill you. Same way Law was. They're going to try to kill you. With Amy was different. Amy had learned how to use sex to try to manipulate men to try to get what she wanted from them. She wanted me to join the Temple of Set Illuminati, be like David Goggins, be like Andrew Huberman, be like, the guys on TV, be like Tony Robbins, Because if you try to be the way you're supposed to be, they'll kill you and it'll torture the kids. So the only way to save is join the gang. Okay, let's have a menage a trois with all the young kids so we can join the politicians that run the world. No. No. Guys, it's biologically normal for a 13-year-old young woman, okay, to already think about having children and being protected by an older man that loves her, because that's how it worked for way before Ace lost their bass player to another band, right? Way on back. We know this for thousands of years, okay? And then it got so bad, what the old guys did in trying to keep all the young girls in the bedroom and fucking them to keep their seat on the planet was talk all the young guys into, come back with your sail-tailed hair upon it. You will have a place in this Aggie Memorial Stadium, War Memorial Stadium in Laramie. The memorial, you will be immortalized. You will have Pat Tillman's statue in front of Phoenix University Stadium forever and ever and always. For always and always. Only love can break a heart. Only love can mend it again. Right? Last night I hurt you, but darling, remember this. Right? Only love can break a heart. So I'm really tired, and I'm too tired to be depressed. I don't stay depressed at all. No, I'm just tired of being abused. And if you get depressed, it's because you're the abuser and you can't abuse anymore. Okay. I'm too tired to be depressed. No, she wasn't going through depression. Amy was being abused by perverts that were abusing me, and it was really hard on that sweet little, she's not a roly-poly little bat-faced girl. She's a pretty woman who doesn't realize how pretty she is because she physically compares herself to people that have ego problems and have had ego problems for probably about 10,000 years. Okay. So, and a lot of times it's not their ego problem. You feed into it. A lot of them don't want it. How many really attractive girls just want to get away from everybody and just find that perfect guy on that perfect island and stay on Valley High with happy talk forever and ever? Amen. You'd be surprised how many physically just, my love, there's only you in my life, the only thing that's right. And then the woman drives in, my first love, you're every step that I take. You're every breath that I take, you're every step I make. I screwed up the lyrics again. Boy, Keith Elam's going to be mad at me. Okay. And I want to share all my love with you. No one else will do, right? And your eyes, they tell me how much you care. Oh, yes. You always be my endless love. Isn't that from the Blue Lagoon? I think so. What's her name again? Yeah, no, Jackie's mom on Brooke Shields, that's her name. Okay, so la-di-da-di-dum, la-di-da-di. What's the name of Jackie's mom? Brooke Shields, but it's not Brooke Shields, it's Mrs. Burkhart, Mrs. Burkhart. La-di-da-di-dum, la-di-da-di-dum. Oh, these people, that guy did not get shot over that gold with that other old guy. And the kid isn't really sad. He's pretending he's sad that the old guy got shot because they were supposed to be friends, according to the script writers. Right. But this isn't really happening. They're just pretending. Like Beldar from Commander Taggart, you saved us all. Right? He's also the guy that had the brother that did the chicken pot pie that Amy loves so much from that show with David Spade on it, was where he was the photographer where Beldar was the photographer for that magazine, the fashion magazine. And he brought home his model girlfriend, and the brother started hitting on her, and it happened. He goes, every time I come here, and the one girlfriend he had this time actually had scruples and some values and really cared about the photographer boyfriend that she was dating, and she went and told the brother what the brother was doing. He had hurt himself when he was young, and it was an accident, and he blamed the other brother, and the other brother felt guilty. So he acted like chicken pot pie. He acted disabled, so his parents took care of him. He took advantage of everybody while no one else was around. He was real slick and a con and all that stuff. And after he tried hitting on the guy's girlfriend, and it didn't go through, and he comes in and confronts him about it, and the mom and dad, he starts telling him about it. Well, yeah, I did it all along, haha. And then when the mom and dad walk in the room and he doesn't know that we're behind him, he sits there and he looks and he goes, chicken pot pie. It was so funny. He got busted and he tried to go back to the, it was like that time when Bart was acting like he had cerebral palsy on that fucking field trip with the Mormon missionary that spoke Spanish perfectly. He was redheaded and blue-eyed. He was a pretty cool dude. But Bart was acting like he had cerebral palsy. So the Mormon kid made him walk on the thing with the kid with cerebral palsy. So he had to walk for 2 straight hours acting like he had cerebral palsy. And it exhausted him. He was coldly exhausted. He said, he never did that again. He always used to say, yeah, and act like he was retarded, or have a birth defect. And he would do that, yeah, and we all used to kind of laugh and joke around and do it. But when that happened, and then Bart sat there and told him what a nice guy he was and what a great time he had with him, and the kid with cerebral palsy, the Mormon didn't get mad either. He didn't say it. He didn't correct the kid with cerebral palsy. The cerebral palsy looked at him and said, fuck you. We all almost peed ourselves. And the Mormon kid, the missionary kid that was the TA, he was grinning from ear to ear. He also caught me cussing in Spanish and then started speaking real fluently to me. I was like, oh shit. I said, yeah. And he told me, oh, I was Mormon missionary. I went, and my mission was in Spanish speaking country, obviously, like in South America. I said, right, okay. Well, thanks for that. Okay. I'll watch what I say around you. But he wasn't a jerk. He was real cool. He was just boom. He caught me, and then my best friend, boy, he really reamed it to him. Yeah, he let him have it. He was definitely not a Jack Mormon. Okay, he was a good kid, red-haired, blue-eyed, red-headed stepchild, right? Blue-eyed and red hair. Yeah, and it was funny. I don't know who the guy was. I didn't get his name or whatever and stuff like that. But it was fucking hilarious. It's because Bart was, he could do it real good. I had cerebral palsy, and I was, because. You had people, there was a girl who was an actress who actually did have cerebral palsy. And so he acted like he did. And, yeah, it was, and the guy called him on it and held him to it because they had a kid in the back of the bus that actually did. And that little Mormon TI boy, he taught him a lesson. It was a learning opportunity. Mine wasn't that bad. Mine was just, I said like some chingao or something like that. And I was like, oh shit, you speak Spanish. Okay. I thought I could say, chingao without anybody around me saying, oh, knowing what I'm saying. Thanks a lot, man. That's what I basically call him. It's like, oh, chingao, then. And so he's like, oh, okay. I wasn't cussing anybody out. It was just more of a like, oh shit, like saying, oh shit, oh shit. You could say it in school, if you spoke Spanish, nobody else spoke it. You go, oh, ching, oh, that hurt, right? So, yeah. And he caught me, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, shit, I can't say shit. I said, I can't say ching, oh, that's fucking, man, that was like my go-to word. And when we lived in Washington, man, every time something went wrong, I could say ching, oh. And you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that was like definitely my go-to, bro. Chingao was my go-to. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. I love you guys very much. Be good. Stay out of trouble. I don't know what these guys are doing. Oh, beating each other against the doing macho bar bullshit on with Pete Malloy and one thing I sure supposed to be on like an Indian reservation or something. You do know that Mexicans are indios, right? Like my two brothers from another mother across the way, Neto and Anatar, they're not Portuguese. They speak Portuguese because that was their occupier's language, but they call themselves Indios because that's the way they were labeled by the Portuguese. Okay, but they're Brazilian. They're from Brazil. Okay, so I always call Neto and Anatar, my two brothers from another mother and Brazilian. My two brothers from a Brazilian mother. Okay. I love those guys, man. I adopted them like a lot of us adopted, John Denver and, people we grew up with. He's like part of the family, man. John Denver's like part of the family. You know how those certain singers that sing songs, I write, Barry Manilow, my brother-in-law's brother, Jerry's brother. It's my brother, man. He writes the songs that make the whole world sing. Barry Manilow's my brother. Oh, man, dude. Jerry used to sit there and tell me, real men eat quiche, Earl. Real men, whatever the hell whatever hell they like and whatever they want. They don't let other people tell them what to do. They do, what they feel is right or good. Yeah. Be like, Jerry Provincial Aviar. And then hopefully Neto and Anatar are a lot like him. That would be nice. Because it turned out, when you get people and you're like, your real life exceeds their wildest dreams. Because you're faithful, kind, and beautiful, and everything in their wildest dreams that they think is going to happen after they die or one day when everybody dies they don't like and they're gods of the world, your real life standing up to redeem the Gospels and save children from being abused by pervert exceeded all the wildest dreams of all the people. The Bushes, the Roosevelts, the Habsburgs, the Windsors, the Tudors, the Saudi King Fahd and his offspring, and Chiang Kai-shek, Mao Zedong, XI, all these people watching these secretly. I like Jimmy Rogers too. Wish we didn't have to meet. See, wish we could meet openly. That's a good song. I like Jimmy Rogers too. Okay, guys. Well, love you very much. Let's load this up. Apparently, you still need a good ass kicking. I will continue to give you good ass kickings every day. It's so funny when I was out there listening to Buddy Holly. She sat there. She was being patient, guys, and she laughed. She goes, "This is supposed to be, my grandpa, right?" I'm like, "You have a good sense of humor. I like you." Okay. And then when she said, I think the next one was "I Talk Too Much" by Joe Jackson. She said, "I like this song." I said, "I know your dad. I believe you." Okay. I believe you. I think you've probably heard it. I think he's, when Michael heard a song you liked, and he was raised on those oldies and stuff like that by his dad. So, yeah, I know your grandpa and I know your dad. I know your grandpa through your dad. So, yeah, I believe you. Okay. I love you guys. All right. We'll talk later. All right. Peace.